I'm happy to see you all again. Welcome back to Faith Flows. And today we are going to be looking at the blessing in the waiting period and God's perfect timing. The blessing in the waiting period and God's perfect timing. Waiting on the Lord is one of the hardest spiritual disciplines that a Christian or a child of God has to have. Okay? It's one of the hardest spiritual disciplines that are necessary to be acquired to be able to walk with God. Many believers always mistake waiting period for denial. Yet, God always sees that time as his time for preparation on the person. Okay, he's throughout the Bible. If you check the Bible, if you see the periods people have waited, they always waited for great elevation. Great men and women waited in the Bible and they were elevated. God's timing is never late, it's always perfect. Now we're going to be considering as our main text Isaiah chapter 40 verse 31, please. And that place says that those that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up as eagles, and they shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. Waiting is a tool. It's God's tool for preparation. It's his tool to prepare the vessel he's going to bless. Take for instance Joseph in the Bible. Joseph was rigorously prepared. You can see his journey started from 13 years. He waited 13 years. He started in the pit. He went to Potiphar's house. He went to the prison, and before he became he went to the palace. So you can imagine the serials: the pit, the Potiphar's house, prison, and then palace. All this was his waiting period, shaping his humility, shaping his leadership skills, shaping his ability to forgive. A lot of people cannot do that kind of forgiveness that Joseph exhibited, that Joseph did. But God used that time to be forming Joseph to be the perfect gentleman, the perfect servant he wanted of him. You can also take, for instance, Moses in the Bible, who spent 40 years in the wilderness before God used him, and God trained him to lead the Israelites. And this thing happened, everything according to the timing of God. God is never late. Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 1. And God is never late. That's one thing you should know. You can also imagine how long it took David from ages 17 to 30 before he became a king. He fought battles with lions, bear, Goliath, and all those times were his preparation period, shaping him. You can imagine all the wars that happened during his own tenure as a king. God prepared him. Now here comes the question. Why does God make us wait? Why would he see the need for us to wait? Waiting is so trying. Waiting is a time that your faith is tested. You are shaken. You are proved. This is the time that you really show your true love for God. But why does God make us wait? Why does God make, when his thoughts for us are thoughts of peace, your question will be like, oh God, okay, take for instance a woman going through TTC, a woman waiting upon the Lord for a marriage, a man waiting for God to bless him, a man, all the things, all the necessities of life. Why does God make us wait? A lot of people ask, why me? Why not now? But sometimes God makes us wait to build our strength. He builds our patience, increase our patience during that time. He shapes our character. There are some character faults that we could have at that point, but during that waiting period, he will use it to shaping us. He will deepen our trust. He will make us to have total trust in him. You know that now, so that when he does this thing, you know that it's not by your own power, it was me, Jehovah, that did it. So all this he prepares the environment. Take for instance, he was making somebody to wait. Why? Oh, I need this job now. I have to feed. And God is telling you, wait. You don't know why he's saying wait. Maybe he's trying to prepare the environment to be conducive for you, so that when you enter there, you're safe. You don't need to fight unnecessary battles. He has already fought it for you, and he has prepared the environment. Why does he make us wait? He makes us wait to also align us with our destiny. If you are moving too fast, you may move too faster than your destiny. In fact, I would have loved to give a lot of examples here. Not just about scriptural examples, but personal examples. But because of I want to incorporate a lot of things into this video, let's just go ahead. He makes us wait for spiritual growth, spiritual expansion, spiritual maturity. Spiritual growth and maturity. He makes us, when you wait upon the Lord, you are building your tenacity. You are building your toughness. You become tougher than you are. You're building your strength in the Lord, and then you are aligning with your purpose. He also makes us wait to reveal his purpose to us, to reveal his mind to us. And then he also makes us wait to so we can develop discipline. A lot of we may have places that we need to develop discipline in this, and all this waiting period will make us to develop discipline and position us also for his supernatural promotion. Look at all the people. In fact, we're going to look at all the people one after the other. A lot of people that waited upon the Lord, did they just wait to take something ordinary? No. They waited for something, for a supernatural promotion. So when God is saying wait, he's not saying no. He's only saying grow and preparing you for what? Something bigger than what you are praying for. Something bigger than what you are asking me for. Why am I saying wait? My child, I'm saying wait so that big dream that you have, I have something bigger. The thoughts of God for us are thoughts of peace and not of evil. He says that he wishes above all things that will prosper. So when he's telling you to wait, he's only telling you, my daughter, my son, I have something bigger for you. So wait for me and I will do it. It's not easy to wait. But my brethren, my fellow Christians, children of God, when you wait upon the Lord will renew your strength. Waiting upon the Lord renews our strength and capacity. And waiting seasons build up not just discipline, but depth in the Lord and more maturity. Not about rushing, because you may rush past the destiny, what God is already planning for you. And that is why God's time should not be rushed. It cannot even be rushed. So when God says he's walking in the fullness of his time, just believe him. God fulfills his promise exactly at that appointed time, when he knows that, at this point my daughter deserves and needs this thing. He says that whatever we need, we should come unto, and when he knows that you need that thing, he's going to give it to you. Jesus came and came in the fullness of time. But Jesus did not just come, as he wanted. God's calendar. It was God's when Jesus came, he didn't just come and start his ministry. It took him 30 years. Let's go ahead, one by one, starting from Abraham and Sarah as examples. You can see how long Sarah and Abraham and Sarah waited for a child. They waited. You can say, oh no, I don't want that kind of waiting. But they waited. And at the appointed time, the promise looked so delayed, so long, but what? At the appointed time, God did it. In Genesis chapter 21, from verse 1 and 2, delay is not denial. He did not say, Abraham, I'm not giving you a child. He didn't ignore Abraham. He gave Abraham and Sarah a child at the appointed time. So to everything there is a season and a time. To every purpose under heaven, everything there is a season. For the vision is yet for the appointed time. That's in Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 3. Though it may tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. Though it may tarry, look at how long Abraham and Sarah waited. It tarried, but what? It came. God's silence is not his absence. Sometimes when you are praying and saying, God, do this now, do this. Look out to my fellow people, my mates. They are doing this. And don't ever compare yourself with it. Everybody has their own timing. You understand? Everybody has their own mandate, their purpose. Don't just go ahead and compare yourself with another person. No. Because, see, God is silent. You'll be like, oh, God is silent. Oh, he's absent. No, he's not absent. He can be silent for a period. They say, no, it's not your time. But what? God uses that time to develop your maturity. He doesn't want to frustrate you. He doesn't want to make you to be down. He doesn't, that's not his wish for you. So always keep in mind that no matter what you're going through, that God's wish for you is not for you to be down. You can also see Hannah. Hannah waited and prayed. She waited and prayed. In fact, people thought she was drunk, but when she was waiting, she was praying, and then came Samuel. Was Samuel an ordinary child? No. Then came Samuel. God gifted Hannah. First Samuel chapter 1. God gifted Hannah her own Samuel, her own son, and after her waiting period, though he started, he still came.